Hello, Starcraft fans! This is Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another weekly edition of Into the Void. This is Vajrajina versus Nicolai on Ruins of Seras. Now, if you've not caught an edition of Into the Void on my channel, this is where I analyze a low-level replay in hopefully an entertaining and educational manner. Alright, in the bottom right of Ruins of Seras, we have the red Zerg player Vajrajina. I'm going to go ahead and call him Gina from now on. In the top left of Ruins of Seras, we have the blue Protoss player. It is Nicolai, representing the other team. Alright, so again, this is Into the Void. If you'd like to submit a replay to Into the Void, go ahead and send it over to falconpaladin@gmail.com with the subject of Into the Void. If it doesn't say Into the Void in the subject, I will not see it. I will not consider it for my next cast, and everybody will be sad. So, okay, both these players, again, I would like to stress, like I did in my last video of Into the Void, bronze players in Legacy of the Void are not bronze players from Wings of Liberty. I'm going to say that again. Bronze players in the current version of StarCraft 2 are not bronze players from the first version of StarCraft 2. Now, what that means is the players know what they're doing, right? Look at this, a hatch first from Vajrajina. It was not a crazy early spawning pool with no gas that we would have seen in Wings of Liberty. Walling off here is Nicolai preparing to take an expansion, very cognizant of the threat of early lings, but also pushing towards more of a macro style play. So both these players have a fairly good idea of what's going on here. Vajrajina going for a third hatch there, as well as the spawning pool timing, getting the gas early. So again, the early stuff, players know what they're doing. Where things start to break down is when things get hectic, they get a little bit crazy, maybe somebody gets harassed, maybe somebody loses a battle, and that can be the reason that a player starts to slip and starts to make mistakes, and that's what we're looking for here today. So again, tomorrow I will be casting with Gauntlet SC2 at 2 p.m. Eastern Time on twitch.tv/GauntletSC2. You can also follow the Twitter stream at GauntletSC2. I will be casting with Bobby Awesome, the Canadian StarCraft 2 caster. I really have a good time with him. Looking forward to doing that. But yeah, December 5th on Twitch, a pretty amazing European qualifier is what it's going to be. We're going to have some amazing players there. There's a really solid prize pool as well. There is a lot of interest generated in that. So go ahead and check it out. I'd like to see some of my subscribers checking me out on that channel, saying hi, coming back, giving me a wave. Yeah, I'd be very happy. All right. So here's the first thing I want to say. Nicolai, again, being very conservative here, going to Gateway, Forge, Cybernetics Core, Cannon, Zealot before taking this Nexus. That's just not necessary. On a map that's this big against your Zerg opponent, you can really get this Nexus after your first Gateway. Don't have to worry about it. And this whole concept of having to wall off early is really a moot point. Just because at this point, Zergs, if they come up with a bunch of lings, you throw down some pylons with your Cybernetics Core. You make a Mothership Core here, right? Mothership Core 100, 100. Mobile Flying Caster can cast Photon Overcharge. That's the important one here. So Photon Overcharge, what it does is it changes these pylons into Photon Overcharged Death Machines. They hit for 30 damage, wham, 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 for 11 seconds, and it only costs 25 energy to cast. So the fact that Nicolai is not getting a Mothership Core and is walling off tells me he's probably more used to previous versions of StarCraft where there was no Mothership Core, there was no Photon Overcharge on these pylons, and a full wall off here was more common. Usually what Protoss will do, especially in the early game, is put their gateways and their cyber cores near pylons, because obviously they are anyway. And if any ling pressure comes or roach pressure comes, then they're able to photon overcharge the pylons and drive it away, and everybody's happy. So, I mean, this is good. I mean, this is really hard for lings to break, but again, you'll notice no pressure at all. Gina here is actually getting some roaches in response to pretty much nothing. That's another problem, I think, that needs to be addressed here by the Zerg player. You need to scout. You need to have overlords in positions. You need to have maybe some lings here at the front door, poke up and see what's going on, because right now, Nicolai has a Stalker, a Zealot, 2 sentries, and that is it. That is not going to kill anything if they decide to move out. If they do decide to move out, it will take a couple minutes for them to show up because they're slow units. Well, the Stalkers aren't slow, but the Sentries and the Zealots are. And that is when you make your roaches. So only make attacking units if you're planning on attacking immediately as Zerg, or you're planning on defending immediately as Zerg. Because you know what? These could be drones. Right now it's 29, 28 to 34 Harvesters. The Protoss player is up, thanks to the Chrono Boost ability here, which is going on the Nexus, which can be moved. I'm not sure if Nicolai recognizes that, but the current version of Chrono Boost here that places a target structure in Chrono Boost, causing it to operate 50% faster, can be moved to different things. Ah, here it is. Moved over to the Forge. Excellent. Chrono Boosting out that +1 attack. That's exactly what you want to do there. If you're getting the +1 attack, might as well Chrono Boost it out. It can be very, very useful and be the difference between winning and losing an early battle. I like this Probe Scout too from Nicolai. Heading on up and checking for a 4th base. I'm not sure. Isn't actually aware of the 3rd base here. Oh, throwing down a forward pylon. All right, Nicolai. Just be so careful, Probe. So careful. Drones transferring, so recognizing that, yes, does see that hatchery there now, so recognizes the Zerg has a 3rd base. Is not too crazy. And, oh man, gets a full scout on the Roachwarn, the 2 evolution chambers. Will it see the Hydralisk Den? Oh, I don't think she did. Why do I call probes she's? No, didn't see it. All right, so that's a bit of an unlucky move, but I did like what the probe did. Getting the scout up, it kind of ran away from the queen a little bit too quickly. I think maybe juking back around this way would have been good, but I can't really complain too much. Look at this, getting more gateways, getting double robotics facility, more pylons as well. No player has really been that supply blocked for too long. Actually, Gina is supply blocked, getting a single overlord. Now here's the thing, as Zerg, at this point in the game, when you have about 40 to 50 workers, you're going to be able to produce units very quickly. And your overlords, you're going to need to make them more than one at a time. Because look at this, 74 out of 82, continuing to make queens, has enough money to make a whole ton of roaches, enough to supply block himself again. Ninja expansion, Nicolai. Nicolai taking a ninja expansion. Aw, you know just what I like. So that's another thing you can do with these low-level games. Even the high-level games, you can get in there and throw down a ninja expansion at a place where your opponent does not know where you are. And the odds of them scouting you is approximately 0. You don't have to worry about it. Anyway, so this is going to be a very big help for Nicolai into the future. Some stalkers, some sentries, some zealots coming on up. It's a very, very Heart of the Swarm style attack here. No adepts at all. Getting extended thermal lance, getting immortals, getting colossus, a spire coming up for Gina. I like that. Mutas could be very good against this composition. And look at that new warp and animation, so beautiful in Legacy of the Void, and here they come. Now, are there enough stalkers to defend? I don't know. Gina did not see this coming because Gina is not scouting the middle of the map. Doesn't have overlords in positions to scout movements across there by the Protoss player, and here comes Nicolai getting right on up. There are some roaches, but I don't know if this is enough. The roaches back on out. They decide that it's not enough. These drones cannot transfer. Drones, get out of there, drones, unless they want to attack. And they're not attacking. They're just now they're attacking roaches as well. Pretty good force fields there from Nicolai, trapping these roaches around the right side, forcing them to back out. Once again, another excellent force field. Roaches getting stuck, cannot push through that left side, getting up around the right side again. Roaches are trying to kill what they can, getting the stalkers, slowly whittling down the stalker count, but the roach count is pretty much at nothing as well. Oh, only a single roach there. And what does Nicolai need to do? Nicolai, yep, does not chase the roach, goes after the overlords. Getting the hatchery might be my first choice, or the drones. Some more roaches pop out here as well. They are killing stuff, but a huge swell of roaches from the backside coming on down, getting an amazing concave on these units. Zealots and stalkers and sentries are no match for this, I don't think. And boosh, completely gets destroyed. These stalkers were coming to join the party. Immortals here as well, backing on out. I guess, honestly, if I was Nicolai, I probably would have waited for the Immortals before doing that first attack, recognizing that there were roaches on the field. Immortals do amazing jobs against roaches. Immortals right here, 55 damage versus armored units. Roaches are armored units here and only have 145 hit points, so 3 hits from an Immortal is enough to take down a single roach, which just seems ridiculous, but it is very good indeed. More attacks coming out, transferring probes clear across the map. Another base coming up. Look at this, Nicolai going 4 base here to keep up with the production of the Zerg player. And again, Nicolai might want to put a pylon up here or something to scout the space, because he could have canceled that. Absolutely could have canceled it. Queen does end up dead. Creep tumor might finish. Yes, one does finish. That's a bit of a win there for Nicolai. The farther the creep is pushed out, the more unwilling Protoss players are to attack onto it. So that's pretty much what we'll see there. And is that Flyer Carapace? Flyer Attack and Flyer Carapace getting upgrades for your flying units. Very good indeed. Injects haven't been bad. Look at this excess energy, though. What this means... Oh, another big attack here, though. And the Immortals, again, just doing terrible, terrible damage. Using that barrier ability, which is just inherent. It does not need to be activated from the Immortals. Losing one Immortal, but the Roaches, look how fast they are falling. 3 Immortals just absolutely ripping through that composition with 20 Roach kills between them, among them. Rather, here comes some Hydras sniping down a Stalker. Now notice Hydralisks are not light, or not armored, sorry, they are light. So what that means is they don't take the extra damage from the Immortals, which makes them a little bit of a better choice against the Immortal composition. So learn these things. Go ahead and look at your units, see what types they are, see if your units do any extra damage to anything in particular, and learn things that counter compositions for your opponent. It is definitely the smart thing to do. Immortal count looking pretty good. Colossus on the way. Colossus is an excellent choice against Hydralisks just because they do so much damage, and Hydras only have 80 hit points. Look at this, only 80 hit points. Like almost less than half of the Roach, about half of a Roach's hit point total. Still chrono boosting these upgrades. Look at that, getting +2 here as well at the 11-minute mark. Nice job. Again, I'd like to see 2 Forges, just because upgrades for armor are also very good for Protoss against Zerg. And here comes some sentries. A lot of sentries. The force fields again have been pretty good here for Nicolai. Again, a difference between players in Bronze at this level of the game and Bronze back in Wings of Liberty was that force fields are pretty much non-existent for Protoss at that point. But now, really good. I don't know what the Corruptors are for, unless he is expecting the Colossus. Which, again, considering he's not scouting very well. Zerg Scout has seen the Cybernetics Core, the Forge, and this Nexus, and that's pretty much it. So, I'm not sure if that's a blind attempt to counter or what, but look at that. Getting a Hive here at the 12-minute mark as well. Look at this. I'm going to stop saying that, but Gina playing this pretty well. Getting a Hive here, getting 2 Extractors at this base. And what Nicolai needs to do is march up this ramp and kill this base. I'm not sure if that can actually happen, but this Roach Hydra Corruptor composition I don't think is enough to kill this army, especially if the Colossus have +1 attack, and they do. 13 damage with 2 swipes, a range of 9. With the Extended Thermal Lance, it is 9. Without it, it's only 6. So if you're getting Colossus, definitely get Extended Thermal Lance. It is available at the Robotics Bay if you haven't seen it before, at this guy right here. I'm being a little bit too tentative. I would say that Nicolai right now needs to attack. And even if you lose your army, if you don't necessarily have a resounding victory, the Zerg army still has to cross the entire map to get to your base. You'll be able to warp in some reinforcements and possibly hold it, especially if you have a Mothership Core. I can't believe he still doesn't have a Mothership Core. Nope, no Mothership Core at all for Nicolai here. Second Forge up. Hey, look at that. Getting the second Forge, getting +3 attack. Getting shields. Shields level 2 here. I guess he has had that for a while, considering it's shields level 2. I apologize for maligning you, Nicolai. I did not think you had a second Forge, but you do. Finally, making a move. Here is Nicolai. That queen's going to die. All these workers are going to die as well. The swipes are huge. Corruptors flying on in. Are there enough Stalkers to handle this? Stalkers are trying to kill the Corruptors, but the Corruptor ball looking fairly big with a +1/+1 there. And the hatchery falls. That's exactly what Nicolai needed to do there. Losing all the Colossus would be bad. Immortals back here need to be attacking. They are going to be huge against this Roach Hydra composition. Again, not so good against the Hydras, but good against the Roaches. These Colossus, I don't know if they want to stand in. Good force fields again, though. Kind of keeping some of the Hydralisks out of there, but the attacks from the Colossus are massive. Just burning down units left and right. The Colossus have fallen, though. The Immortals trying to smash things down. 12 kills. 9 kills on that Immortal. Some pretty good step backs as well. I like this from Nicolai. No, don't leave your Stalkers alone. Oh, lost the Stalkers, lost the Warping and Pylon. And Lings chasing these units home and decide to actually give up on the chase. So let's see if they're spending their money well. That's another thing. At this point in the game where you have 60 plus workers, you are going to have a lot of money coming in, assuming you've been doing a good job expanding, which both these players have. I really feel like they've expanded at appropriate times. But perhaps another expansion might be good, getting extra pylons up for defense, because Nicolai already has 200 pylons worth of supply, including the Nexus. Another tip that I'd like to give you is this is not okay. Having idle probes is a bad thing. There's a button right about here on your UI when you're playing that shows idle workers. It shows you a count. If you click on that button, click, 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 it shows you where they are. Oh, and then you can find them and put them to work. Let's see where these probes are going. Are they going clear across the map? They certainly might be. This base is coming up as well. All right, Nicolai expanding, and Gina expanding as well. So let's see what else is going on here with Gina. Infestation paid, obviously, because of the hive. A greater spire for continued upgrades to the corruptors. I'm not sure if that means broodlords or not, but getting upgrades to the corruptors is good indeed. More corruptors on the way, as well as that +3 armor. It is +3 carapace on the way for the Zerg as well. So looking pretty fantastic. And running around, I like this composition. Usually when I play Zerg, I kind of get stuck on a certain unit, right? Like I'll make all roaches or all hydras or all lings. It's just so easy to hold down your button on the unit that you want to make. But Gina doing a good job mixing up the composition. Got corruptors to deal with the Colossus, got some lings to deal with the stalkers, some hydras to deal with the stalkers and the immortals as well, and some roaches in case there are some zealots. I like it. I like it indeed. Double expanding. Okay, not double expanding, but kind of double expanding. Here is Gina, and look at this. Both players just continuing to get new Nexus, new hatcheries. Gina actually spending his money well, down to sub 200 minerals. Nicolai down to sub 300 gas for a second there. All right. This is looking like a pretty good composition as well. For Nicolai, some Void Rays thrown in there for good fun. Immortals with +3 attack, 65 damage versus armor. Just brutal. So strong. So strong. And here they come. Moving on down, throwing down another forward pylon for additional warp-ins. Usually a warp prism is also good for Protoss. You can make a warp prism here at the robotics facility. There it is. Warp prism flying transport, can load units from a distance, and can also deploy to create a power field. And power fields is where you can warp in. Overlord's still here for scouting. I'd like to see these moved in like 20 minutes ago. Okay, 10 minutes ago to see exactly what's going on in here. But again, at least having them in position is not too bad. It's just you actually have to use them and not forget about them when things get a little bit crazy, which again is what I talked about in the early part of this game. So Colossus count is 4. Immortal count 4. Void Ray count 3. Oh, you messed it up. And Broodlords are on the way. Whoa, a lot of Broodlords on the way. 7. Is this Heart of the Swarm? Is this Infestor Broodlord back before Infestors were nerfed beyond all recognition? I don't know, but are they going to finish in time is the question. Pushing right on in onto the creep. Not a care in the world. Killing that queen. Poor queen. Always the first line of defense. Burning through a ton. And here come the Broodlords. Actually raining down destruction from above. These Hydralisks and these roaches, though, are just getting melted apart. Corruptors trying to kill what they can. Getting a full surround. And the Broodlings are going unchecked. They're just tearing through Immortals and Stalkers. And that's what's protecting the Colossus they need to run. And they do. Nicolai getting out of there. Being chased by these Broodlords. Stalkers getting exploded. Not good. Immortal taking huge hits too. Oh, Immortal survives. Woo! Lucky Immortal, and the timing on those Broodlords was impeccable for Gina. And that's kind of how StarCraft is, honestly. The number of times I've been able to morph an army like 4 seconds before my opponent shows up to kill me, I can't even count them on one hand. Or 2 hands, even. It's just what you really have to do is just time that stuff and hope it works out, and you're going to be okay. So Nicolai here, taking a gold base about 3 inches away from Gina. And I think, yeah, Nicolai knows there's a base there, just feeling very brave. Indeed, still hasn't taken this base, which is more of a standard 3rd location, maybe it is now. More Corruptors on the way. Again, I cannot stress how important it is to have a mothership core for Nicolai. Making sure there isn't one. No, there's not. No, there's not. Alright, so here's our army. Broodlord, Ling, Roach, Hydra, Corruptor. Upgrades on the Corruptors are +3, +2. Woo! 26 damage versus massive units, which Colossus are massive. Where are they? See, armored, mechanical, massive. extra damage from those Colossus. That's why Colossus are a good counter. Corruptors are a good counter to the Colossus. So here at the 19-minute mark, good drone transfer here. Another mistake you can make is leaving a lot of workers on a single mineral patch. They will not show as idle. Oh, multiple injects here from Gina. Well done. They won't show as idle if they're on a mineral patch, even if there are 20 of them here and most of them are sitting on their butt doing nothing. So make sure that your mineral patches, when they're starting to get mined out here, you don't have too many workers. These could probably transfer as well. So the Void Rays, I'm not sure what is the deal with the Void Rays, although the Corruptor count is pretty high as well. I'm not sure what you prioritize in this attack as Zerg. Do you go after the Void Rays or the Colossus? Probably the Colossus, just because I think if the Colossus are gone, the Hydras clean this up pretty quickly. But it's moving up slowly at a bit at a time. Brood Lords are very slow. Move speed of 1.97. Yahoo! Compared to the move speed of a Speedling, which is 6.58. They're not even the same species when it comes to speed. Nicolai moving to defend. Does he know where the Zerg army is? He does not. So observers are another good unit you can get as Protoss. Be sure to get the observers here at the Robo facility as well. They are cloaked and they detect cloaked units. They are very good, if you ask me. So Broodlord count looking excellent. Very, very healthy for Gina. Both players essentially maxed out. Both players with essentially 65, 70 harvesters. Bit of a stalemate here. Number of bases, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for the Zerg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for the Protoss. Even match indeed. Moving out once again. Here is Nicolai. Does he have upgrades for his Void Rays? He does. +1 attack as well as Plasma Shields. This might actually turn into a base race. Slowly waving the Broodlords on up. They're going to lay siege to this base. And the question is, will Nicolai come back to defend or will he just go for the base race himself? It's really up to Nicolai to decide what he wants to do. And here comes the first Broodlings on the ground going after that pylon. And Nicolai's going for it. He's going right on in. There's nothing to defend. This is definitely turning into a base race. And the problem with base racing as Zerg right now is that Broodlords are slow. They are really damaging. They're good at sieging things up, but they are dead slow. This base completely gone. Overlord's dying as well. And now where does Nicolai want to go? He's losing everything in this natural base. Caustic Spray being used by Gina? Hey! This is a new ability that actually gives Corruptors a lot more utility in the game. Emits a stream of acid that deals 7 damage per second for 4.3 seconds. Then increases to 35 damage per second, which is just insane amounts of damage. Pushing up, killing another hatchery, killing some idle workers here for Gina. Look how fast that hatchery dies. All the workers end up dead. Gina is now supply blocked, which is a problem, but the Broodlords turning their attention to these hatcheries as well. Corruptors just making sure nobody comes in. Only one probe here. Now completely gone, as the Lings have killed it. Pushing up here once again is Nicolai, going after the main while losing his own main. And I honestly don't know who's going to win this. Both players have pretty big, intimidating armies. I think maybe Gina has the better composition with the Corruptors that can deal with the Void Rays to a certain extent, as well as the Colossus. Although this many Void Rays might be a problem for that Corruptor ball. 10 Corruptors versus 10 Void Rays. However, the Void Rays do not have nearly the upgrades that the Corruptors do. And now heading back home is Gina. But keep in mind, the Broodlords can't get there very fast. So it's going to have to be Corruptor Ling to deal with this, which I don't think is a good composition at all. Kind of needs the Broodlords for that extra DPS on the ground. Killing this base would be nice. Nothing really mining there. What's in that production tab here? More Overlords trying to get out of being supply blocked. Only 74 supply available for Gina. That is not great. More Void Rays coming up. Where the heck are the... Oh, 4 Stargates are there. Yahoo! Another base going to completely fall here. I don't see how Gina saves this, killing the Overlords that just popped out to prevent himself from being supply blocked. Oh no, Gina, not good at all. There's the supply block once again, down to 130 supply. Rolling in are the Lings, but the Lings are getting melted. Corruptors trying to kill every single one of these Colossus. Stalkers try to kill what they can. The Broodlords have joined the party, though. They're directing a lot of the fire away from these Stalkers, completely going to clean this up. The Void Rays, oh no, the Hydra's coming from the backside as well. Trying to micro their way to victory here, but I don't think it's really going to happen. All the Void Rays are going to die here at the 24-minute mark. And it's one Void Ray with 8 kills trying to make this happen. No! The Void Ray does fall. Whew! As I take a little drink there, I got a little bit too excited. Alright, so another pro tip. If your opponent goes for Broodlords, which I don't think is going to happen all that much, and you have Stalkers, you need to get the Blink upgrade off the Twilight Council and blink under the Stalkers and target fire individual Broodlords down with those Stalkers. It's the best way to deal with them. Yes, Broodlings will be attacking your Stalkers, but if you do it quickly enough, you can take the Broodlords down. They only have 200 hit points each. Your Stalkers with upgrades can take them down fairly quickly. And that's it. So, alright, so right now it is 96 to 99 total supply. Surprisingly, Nicolai's alive. So Nicolai has 64 workers and 4 Void Rays. I guess that's it. He has a lot of probes. But the income tab shows fairly even. Actually, more gas coming in for Nicolai than you would expect. Another Nexus falls or is forced to be cancelled. Probes running for their lives from that queen that is so slow. Off creep. Ah, the gold base here has actually been undisturbed. So we'll see if Gina is going to hunt around to see if he can find more of these bases. All right, here's another pro tip. If you're hunting bases, for your enemy and your Zerg, send Lings out. Zerglings are so fast. They can find buildings. You just run them to every single base that's available. And you're at a good place. Void Ray count. Look at this. Looking fairly good again. Is he going to supply block Gina once again? Oh, Nicolai. Indeed. It is going to happen. Look at that. There's the supply block. Void Ray is going to go ahead and take care of another hatchery. Alright, so let's see here. 5 hatcheries and a hive have died for the Zerg player, and 4 Nexus have died for the Protoss. Yet another base going to fall here. Oh, this is close. Void Rays, wait. Why aren't your attack moving? They are now. I'm not sure if this is enough Hydras to actually kill these Void Rays. It's going to be not even close. If they weren't distracted by the Overseers, I'm not sure. Whoa, whoa! Hang on! No, no, no! Don't target fire the... I guess maybe distracted by here by the Broodlords raining fire, but... Man, if you're getting attacked, don't focus down a building that's nearby. Attack the units that are trying to kill you. Once they are dead, then you can take care of that Nexus or that hatchery or whatever it is you're trying to kill. It is a probe massacre back here. Broodlings running on in. Broodlings do actually benefit from upgrades to melee units. So you'll notice there they have the upgrades here, making them so much more effective. The Void Rays finally clean up all the Broodlords though. Oh, that's actually a surprising turn of events. The Hydras are gone. Where are the Corruptors? Did he lose them all or did he turn them into... 16 Corruptors have died. I'm not sure when they died. Okay, so Nicolai. Nicolai has somehow squeezed himself back into this game. I don't know how. I honestly thought for sure he was dead, but Void Rays are pretty good units at low levels, I'd say. Gina trying to replace his Hydralisk Den. No big deal. And transferring some drones here is Gina as well. These bases are now... Is this a reset? Is that what's happening here? Has the Protoss taken the base at the top right and Gina taken the bases at the bottom left? Have we just completely swapped the map from where they were? That's insane. Alright, Void Ray count again. 16. 16 Void Rays. Gonna fight against 5 Queens, 34 Workers. Oop, oop, oop. 15 Hydras. Big bank, remember. This is a good reason maybe not spend all your money if you're in the low levels, is having a huge bank to do this kind of a thing. Probes running around. Okay, see all this creep? You cannot see these creep tumors as Protoss unless you have an observer. So that's another reason to get observers. They are very good. I don't see a reason why you would never want one. Throwing a Nexus down right next door again to the Zerg player. Gina is just brave. It paid off here, man. Taking this gold base was a huge move. Here come the Void Rays and some Zealots on the ground. No, no, no. Zealots attack with the Void Rays. Attack with the Void Rays. Nope. All right, here we go. +3/+3 Hydras against moderately upgraded Void Rays. They do not want to do this. No. No, no, no. No, 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 no. They're defending the Hydralisk Den. No, wait! Nicolai, don't do it! Who's gonna win this battle? Okay, so I think Nicolai was trying to reposition to a point where only the front row of Hydras could actually hit him. Which makes sense, but... Ugh, Hydra Ball actually looking big and scary now. 30 Hydralisks with +3/+3 are just terrifying. They can't fly, though. So the Voiders have a place to go. So many of them are so low on health, however. And again, not really defending this Hydralisk den. I feel like if Nicolai kind of stuck in here, he could take that down. More Void Rays on the way. When in doubt, man. There we go. Sneaking on in. And it does fall. Void Rays run. No. Not a good place to be. Okay. Alright. Only lost a couple Void Rays. Not the worst thing I've ever seen. Bit overextended there was that Hydralisk. No big deal. Resources lost has got to be insane. 30,000 minerals lost. 11,000 gas for the Protoss. 32,000 minerals. 9,300 gas for the Zerg. 54 drones and 21 probes have died. It has been a massacre, unlike many I have seen in my life. Run, Void Rays, do not be here. Good stutter step micro here from Gina. Moving, attacking, sniping down several of those Void Rays. Void Ray group number 2 comes rolling on in, kills this queen. Gonna go after these workers as well, I have to imagine. And yep, Void going after overlords and workers on the gas. Pretty good stuff. The Hydra's running as fast as their little legs can take them to kill these Void Rays as well. The Void Rays are a little bit too far into the creep. I think they're all going to die. Void Rays, no, don't stand and fight this. Overwhelming odds. Completely gone. Void Ray group number A kills another Hydralisk den. Oh, Gina. Killing another hatchery as well. They need to back out because here come those Hydralisks. Skiing on out of there. Are these burrow drones? They are. No. Okay, seriously. How many times do you have to run into this 3-3 group of Hydras and not run for your life before you figure out it should be an automatic response? Alright, it should. Continuing to make Void Rays. What? Why is he making 6 robo facilities? Okay, here's a pro tip. If you only have 900 gas in the bank, do not make 6 robo facilities. You cannot produce enough off of them to actually make use of them. What is he even doing with these? I'm trying to think of a logical reason why this happened, but I can't. Idle probes here. Again, that idle probe button is your friend. This base could use some additional workers. Are actually mining out ruins of Seras. Is that what's happening here? Throw down a nexus here, maybe here. Wow. So infestation pit just popped up. Rebuilding the infestation pit. Trying to kill some workers. Void Rays, run! And the Void Rays do. They back on out once again. I don't think they had any casualties that time. So Nicolai is learning. There we go. Taking the other gold base. Why not? This gold base was a rousing success. For Nicolai, might as well take the other one on the map. There's only 2. Zealots cleaning up here. Were those some lings that ran on in? Or some drones maybe that were poking their nose in this area? Zealots are +3/+3/+2. Holy cow. Them are strong Zealots. Oh, once again, poking on in. And they want to get the lair, but no. Very intelligently this time backing out. Recognizing maybe that's not the place to be. I cannot believe this game is still going on. Alright, who do you think's gonna win here? I mean, I thought for sure when Gina had nothing and there were like 18 Void Rays on the field that Nicolai was gonna win, but these +3/+3 Hydras are scary. Oh, 20 Corruptors on the way as well. Oh boy. This might spell the end for Nicolai, and again, this is a very puzzling decision. I guess he could be making Colossus. Maybe some disruptors would be good as well. The Zealots run on in, try to kill some stuff. The Hydras respond. Are they attack moving? I don't know if they're there we go. Now they're attack moving. Zealots coming around from the back. Nope. Bypassing. And that's it. A GG from Gina. Does he mean... Oh, GG from Gina. Gina's defeated and Nicolai is victorious. Holy smokes. I don't know... I think probably the big problem there was the Hydra. Some of them were on move command instead of attack move. And so they weren't actually killing the Zealots as efficiently as they could. Also, the hiders should have been supporting these corruptors here. The corruptor count still fairly big, but I think there are more void rays. The corruptors are +3/+3, but I just think that's too many rays, especially considering this prismatic alignment. Realigns the void rays prismatic beam to gain +6 damage versus armored units, which is something corruptors are. They are armored. So a bit of a problem indeed. So, in the end, I'm not sure that Gina had to leave there. I mean, void ray count was pretty big, but the hiders are really scary. There's still a bunch of them left. And a bunch of corruptors down here too. I think maybe Gina just got tired of it and wanted to quit. But all right, so that's about it for me. This has been Falcon Paladin with yet another weekly edition of Legacy of the Voids Into the Void. My daily investigation of lower level play. Hopefully you found this educational and entertaining. If you did, go ahead and hit that like button, hit the subscribe. You can also catch me both on Twitter and Facebook, both at /Falcon Paladin. I do 2 higher level Starcraft casts per day, so keep that in mind. And just in case you watched this and said, what is this that he's casting? Why does he only do bronze level stuff? No. I definitely also do some GM Masters Pro stuff at the same time, all the time on my channel. But yeah, that's about it. Thank you so much for joining me. Again, I hope you found out a lot of good information if you are a lower level player to improve your play. And until next time, as always, thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, thanks for supporting me, and you take care of yourself.